And US Attorney General Jeff Sessions has announced the end of DACA. The program protected 800,000 undocumented immigrants who came to the US as children from deportation. It also allowed them to work legally. Sessions said the scheme denied jobs to Americans and circumvented immigration laws. Well, Eduardo Samaniego is a law student at Hampshire College and an advocate for immigrants' rights and immigration reform, and joins us now via Skype from Amherst in Massachusetts. Good to have you with us, Eduardo. So what do you make of the Attorney General's statement there that DACA is being rescinded because it stripped Americans of jobs and it was just basically an overreaching of immigration laws by President Obama?
Well, first of all, I have to say that to Attorney General Sessions that, the 800,000 undocumented young children, they are American in every sense. They pledge allegiance to the United States flag since they were children. They've been to our schools, our middle schools, high schools. They've gone to college now thanks to DACA. They contribute to our economy every single day, and they are American in every sense. So for them to say that they're not, that's when there is an issue, and that's why they want to change the laws in order to deny them of the American dream as opposed to giving them access to it.
And you clearly work with many of these young immigrants who've made a life for themselves in the US. They're now facing a huge period of uncertainty. What is it going to mean for them?
Yes, this is a huge blow to, like I said, 800,000 DACA eligible young students. Most of them, about 84% of them, found a better job because of DACA. So 84% of them are employed. That means that close to 1 million are going to lose their jobs because now they would no longer have a work permit to work legally in the United States. So this means that about close to 1 million people will be laid off from their job because they can no longer work. Most of them use DACA to be able to provide for their families, to provide for themselves, and to attend college. We know that the Center for American Progress released a study that says that we will lose close to $500 billion, close to $1.5 trillion over the next 10 years if DACA was eliminated. This really is, this makes no sense economically. It's economically unsound. It's also inhumane to, put those people, 800,000 people, back in the shadows. They won't have driver's licenses to help their communities and their families. And the main concern in our community is that they will be a target for deportation. As we know, Donald Trump has been, a huge champion of deportations of immigrants, and that's what will happen to these young children that know no other country but this country and that speak no other language but English.
Well,
and they will be
Eduardo, sorry to interrupt. I just want to ask you this quickly because we know that Congress has been given 6 months to try and come up with an alternative, but there are many supporters of DACA who are saying that this should be legally challenged, and Washington State and New York have said that they would challenge it if it was rescinded. Are we going to see more wide-scale challenges of this decision to scrap DACA?
So there is about 10 attorney generals from 10 Republican states that have sued, that have said that they would sue the United States government, the Trump administration, if they don't eliminate this program, DACA. But there is about 20, double the amount of states that say they support it and that they don't want it to be eliminated. Now, currently there is a proposal, the 2017 DREAM Act in the Senate, that has bipartisan support by both Democrats and Republicans. So now if DACA is eliminated, we would urge Congress to pass the 2017 DREAM Act so this can protect these young undocumented immigrants that now will be from which DACA will be taken away. So we know that DACA is, has the overwhelming support of the American public. 74% of American voters, Republicans and Democrats, support DACA, and they support the DREAM Act, which just needs Congress to act and pass the DREAM Act.